I think about how close I happen to be to totally dying. If I would have waited a few more seconds, a few more minutes, that could have been it for me. Good morning, everyone, and it is literally morning. Here I am just out and about, and I chose to film today at an idyllic little church. I guess this place has been abandoned probably since the Civil War, or maybe not. I know it was probably built around that time. They found out that this was actually a Civil War site, and it's pretty rich in history, so they're doing their best to actually renovate. Anyway, this is kind of where I wanted to start this video today. Here it is, December 25th on Christmas, and I am grateful right now that I actually got the best gift of all this year. I got the gift of life. Despite the heart attack, I'm still kicking and I am still around and going stronger. Also, I got another wonderful gift. I got my disability benefit, so this is the universe being very good to me at this point. It's not really that cold out. Nice gray skies. It'd be nice if it were snowing, but we'll take it without the snow. Global warming this year. Since the heart attack, I can't handle too much cold. This is my time to reflect, and I'm reflecting and loving it. Today is the 10th and final in the series of Women's Heart Health, and I just want to share with you what's been going on for a month now. Doesn't seem like a month, but it's been maybe 2 days over a month, something like that, since I got back from the hospital. And, I've got to say that here it is, Christmas morning, and I've been given the greatest gift of all. And that, my friends, is the gift of life. I mean, I think about how close I happen to be to totally dying. If I would have waited a few more seconds, a few more minutes, that could have been it for me. Luckily it wasn't, and I'm here to live another day, and I'm here to tell my story. I have been very blessed because today, didn't check my mail yesterday, but today I just happened to pull out my disability check, which means that they paid me for a month. I'm still at a point where I'm losing money, but not as much actually. That definitely will pay my bills for the coming month. If I'm careful with the rest, then it's all good to go. So things do work out. I discussed in one video the tendency to stress and worry, and really, honestly, there really is nothing to stress about because all it's going to do is make you sick, make you ill. So 1 month later, I do actually have to let you know that I am doing a lot better, a heck of a lot better. Still not that strong. Still kind of working on that, but I'm not tending to lay in bed as much as I was, and I can actually get up and do a few things, so it's kind of helping my peace of mind. And I think peace of mind is like a really, really, really important thing. So you can have all kinds of anxieties and worries, and it all works out. So I'm feeling pretty good today. Not expecting anything for Christmas. Now all of a sudden I know where my rent is coming from this month. I did my best not to worry about it. I knew that everything would work out, and here it is, it did. Next week at work I'll be pretty much trying for about 15-20 hours a week. That'll at least get the money flowing back. Also, I won't be laying around with anxiety, just wondering what I was going to do next. This is really a beautiful surrounding out here. I do hear traffic in the background, but what am I going to do? Put up a roadblock? Also, we're going to actually cook Christmas dinner a little bit later in the day today. Instead of actually having some kind of early Christmas dinner, we'll just get a late start of it and just take it easy. Taking it easy is a big thing. I've actually found out that I was very much a person that would rush, and I was by the clock all the time. Got to be by the clock, got to do this, got to do that, right at the time that's supposed to get done. I'm still not a late person, but I'm a little bit more lenient. I'm not trying to rush to get this done or get that done. The month's worth of peace and quiet looks like basically it's done me some good. I just have to make sure that I don't fall into the old habit of trying to rush and stress myself, because honestly I guess there's no real reason to. I do feel a lot better. Physical changes probably is a little bit too early to tell. One physical change that I definitely do notice, and maybe this has to do with the lack of stress, is my hands were always tight. I was always holding them very tightly. Now it seems like I don't even have the strength to do it, and it's kind of weird because sometimes they're actually like down on my lap and quiet, and it's just like this is a good thing because I know my hands were a little tight. All in all, I hope you've enjoyed this series. My biggest hope of it is that it would be of benefit, and I really hope that you were benefited by it in some way, whether it happened to do with the diet or lack of stress. I'm here to let you know that it does get better after a heart attack. If you've just recently had a heart attack or you have heart issues and you're trying to get yourself back to feeling better, and I know it's scary. Again, with the depression that I kept saying, I said no, I haven't really touched on depression, but I honestly believe that yes, maybe I did have a bit of depression, just basically from not getting up and doing things. It was very scary. I wasn't scared when I was in the hospital, and that's just because I knew that my life wasn't over. But when you have a heart attack, you're walking very, very close to death. It's like if you wouldn't have gotten the help you needed, when you did, you probably wouldn't be around. It's not like you were so close to death that you were seeing the white light or you were like hearing your relatives or anything like that. I was fully conscious the whole time, never felt myself go out of my body. Whether you're fully conscious or not, you're still walking that tightrope. Any second it could be. I actually had a tendency to want to move around, and they didn't want me to move at all. Any extra activity that my heart might have, it could lead to a cardiac arrest. That's how intense and dangerous it was. But anyway, my point with all that is afterwards, the thoughts of it afterwards, the experience that could have meant death. That fear of death, it came later, because there were nights I'd go to sleep and it's like I didn't know if I'd wake up the next morning. Just maybe I'd feel a little tinge, a little pain in my heart or something like that, and it's just like, no, don't let it be over. But anyway, I guess it's a fear. It's definitely a likely fear. So science says my chances of having another heart attack are good. This is what science says. I want to argue with it. I will argue with it as long and as hard as I can. There's nothing wrong with admitting if you were scared. It can be very scary. I'm 1 month in. It's not over yet. I've got a lot of healing to do. And as I try to get better, try to get my life in order, take more consideration what I eat, what I intake, I got a lot to learn. When I feel more physically able, I want to start an exercise program. It doesn't have to be intense, or exercise program that'll keep me going. Taking all those things into consideration now, where I didn't before. I am still objectively looking at the whole thing. It was a wake-up call for me. I think that's the better way to treat it. Anybody who celebrates Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Happy New Year, and stay heart healthy. I appreciate you watching, and have a good day.